1958 was in full swing, and British Railways had announced its modernization plan. Dr. Richard Beeching declared that steam was inefficient and the path to a new, modern British Railways was to begin mass production of diesel locomotives. Brush Traction, English Electric, and many other companies began to design and present new diesel engines to BR, and these prototype diesels would appear on trial runs across the whole network. In January 1958, a new diesel arrived in Warrborough for a trial run. Built by Brush Traction, the Type 2, as it was known as, was painted in British Railways Brunswick green. Most of the steam engines felt threatened by the sight of the new diesel, but the Type 2 was nervous. Mr. Waterman arrived later in the day to address the fleet. Now engines, this is D5500. He's a new diesel fresh from Brush Traction and is here on trial. If he does well, he might stay with the fleet. The engines gave a half-hearted yes sir and went about their work. Oliver, Simon, and Henry, who were used to change, sidled up to greet the engine.
Afternoon, mate. I'm Henry.
I'm D5500.
You don't have a name?
No, I don't.
That's not proper. All engines have names, regardless of who they are or what they are. I'm sure a suitable name will come up.
Fat chance!
Piss off, you tosser.
D5500 became accustomed to how things worked at Warrborough. Oliver, Henry, and Simon stuck close to the new diesel, but other engines gave the newcomer a nasty look. Later that day, Windsor Castle arrived back on sheds after being overhauled at Swindon. D5500 was on the shed road next to the Great Western Castle. He was being checked over by his driver. His engine had begun to misbehave on the line out of Newton, and, feeling concerned for his engine, the driver called for another engine to pilot D5500 the rest of the way. Windsor saw the diesel's concerned expression and could sense his fear. But Windsor, unlike Defiant, was used to seeing diesels back on the western region, so he decided to introduce himself to the diesel.
Hello there. Something gotten under your radiator shutters?
No, I'm on trial here and my engine doesn't like hills much.
Ah, I see. There's nothing to worry about. My class doesn't perform well on hills either.
You're not going to ridicule me like some of the other engines, are you?
Oh heavens no. I'm used to seeing diesels. Some of the diesel hydraulics back in Swindon get on well with most of us. I'm Windsor.
I'm D5500. I don't have a name yet, so everyone calls me by my number.
I take it Oliver, Simon and Henry are trying to conjure up a name for you.
Yes, they are.
You'll have a name soon, my friend. Trust me. The rest of the fleet are nice.
There was a Standard 5 that seemed keen on finding me a name.
Another new engine? Jeez, I've missed a lot.
Over the next few days, D5500 suffered from numerous engine failures. Windsor, Oliver, Henry, and Steinman did their best to help the new diesel, but visiting engines just scowled. Some days later, a large order of coal had been ordered by the Eastern region. A local colliery had a supply of good quality coal and had arranged to meet the quota of the Eastern region. Usually, Henry or a visiting heavy freight engine would handle this kind of task, but Henry was away on the Central region and D5500 was the only engine available. Mr. Waterman walked up to the idling diesel. D5500, there's a large shipment of coal bound for the Eastern region. If you can get it here, another engine will take it on. D5500 wasn't sure he could, but Windsor whispered to the Brush Type 2.
Just have faith and you'll persevere.
I'll give it my best shot.
D5500 rumbled away to Newton. When he arrived, he found that the train was 21 trucks long. Most of the stock was unfitted, so he was limited to 25 miles an hour. The Brush Type 2 wanted to go to Newton MPD, but took a deep breath and said,
Right, let's get this done.
D5500 buffered up to the coal train, and the shunter coupled him up. Only a few miles outside of Newton, D5500 was confronted by one of many hills along the route.
Easy on the power, driver. Here comes the hill.
Just outside Pineburn Station, the gradient steepened to about 1 in 128. Aside from the climb out of Warrborough, this was one of the steepest parts of the line. The drag of his 340-ton coal train was apparent here, and his driver opened his throttle.
Easy on the throttle, driver. I'm feeling funny again.
D5500's engine roared into life as he attacked the hill. Gradually, the diesel or climbed the bank toward the station. At Pineburn, 92 Squadron was waiting with an interregional service heading for Leicester. From down the line, the sound of a diesel engine echoed all around, and the sight of a Brush Type 2 appeared under the road bridge.
Come on. Almost there.
Come on, mate, you're almost there.
Ouch!
D5500 ground to a halt, thick black smoke billowing from his engine room. His driver jumped down and ran to the station building.
You alright?
No, I think I blew a fuse.
He was right. His driver had phoned for a relief engine, but the closest engine was at Warrborough.
Do you think you can make it, old boy?
I'll try my best.
92 Squadron whistled to the diesel as he steamed away. The Brush Type diesel roared into life as he eased his train away. Henry had arrived back from the central region and was waiting for D5500.
I hope the poor engine is alright.
Don't worry, lad, I'm sure he's alright.
The sound of a mirrorless JVS-12T broke Henry's thoughts, and D5500 rumbled into the goods siding.
Glad to see you're alright.
Just... barely.
I'll take this Lono for you.
Thanks.
Henry steamed off with the coal trucks in tow, and D5500 rolled away to the sheds. Later that evening, Mr. Waterman arrived to address the engines. D5500 will be sent back to Brush Traction's works in Leicester to have his engine mended. Whilst his overall performance has been good, he will be sent to the Midland region to be tested. The engines looked saddened knowing they might not see the new diesel again, but they all knew engines from other regions wandered into Warrborough every day, so there was a chance. As Mr. Waterman went off to arrange the transfer papers, Simon just thought of something.
You know how we were trying to come up with a name for D5500?
Yes? Why?
I just thought of one.
What's that?
Percival. Almost sound like persevere.
That doesn't sound too bad.
Percival. I like it.
From this point forward, I pronounce you Percival, the Brush Traction Type 2 diesel locomotive. Percival smiled at his new friends and looked forward to his adventures throughout British Railways.